Alrighty, it's time for the review of Devil May Cry 5. Yet again, the restart. I was on the wrong screen before. Thank you for watching. If you come by, if you watch on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. If you watch on Twitch, comment, follow, and subscribe. If you want to help support the channel, I stream Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We do playthroughs, and then we do a review at the end of every playthrough. And then while I'm doing it, you could join in live in the chat, like Demon in Blue has done there already. I had started the review already, but I was on the wrong screen, and I want to do it right. Do it live, and we do it right. That's what I say. Golly gosh. Alright, so since we're doing it again, and I'm already here, let's start off with talking with the combat in this game. I think that this is also the main topic of the game, is the combat, because that's really what this game is. It's just a combat game. It's a hack and slash kind of game, and then has movies and all that other stuff that I'll get into in a moment. So I can't really say for sure yet, because as you can see, I only have like 36% here, 20%, 18, 20, you know, which is surprising. In 2 hours of playing, I was able to unlock so many abilities. You know, it was a little bit disconcerting, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm guessing the real awesomeness comes from the weapons. Alright, Night Blue Fang. The real awesomeness comes from these here. So I'm guessing that's what is going to take some time to unlock. It looks like there's about 10 different weapons from what I saw. So it's going to take some time there. And, you know, no worries on that. You know, I'm sure it's going to take some time on these two, because they do get quite expensive. And I'm averaging like 8,000 red orbs like per mission so far. So I imagine getting to 25,000... you know, and maybe getting caliber up to like level 3 or 4 or whatnot is going to take quite a while. But being at 36%, you know, it's confusing, because I don't know if it's saying 36% of what's available at this time or 36% of the entirety, you know, and if it's 36% of the entirety, I got that pretty quick with 1, 2, 3, 4 items purchased at 36%. You know, so that's like, what, there's only 12 items in total then? You know, so that I think the percentage is a little bit off there, where when you buy something like Red Queen combo, you got B and then C, then, it, you know, D unlocks there. You know, so I'm guessing, even though it says 36%, it's only saying 36% of what's here now, and there's going to be more, you know, so... with the combat, like I was saying, it takes some time for the combat to be what it's going to be. So I'm going to refrain from saying in this review, you know, I do review every time I play the game. So, you know, as the reviews go on, I could talk more and more about how I'm feeling about the combat. Because as of right now, it feels, you know, good. You know, there's not many options of what I can do. I mean, it's not like Spider-Man where, you know, I'm like jumping up, doing all this craziness. Like I kind of have like a basic forward attack, a basic knock-up attack, a basic combo attack, a charge attack for the gun, you know, and then whatever Devil Breaker I'm using. So there's not like, I mean, there's a good amount of options there, but it's not as smooth as I assume it will get as I'm unlocking Streak 2, and then, you know, Red Queen Combo 6, Roulette Spin, and, you know, once you get all these things, then it's like you're doing 20 different things in a row, and nothing's ever hitting you, because, you know, when you find the normal mobs, it's just you going ham with the combos and everything. They do have Exceed System, consume 2 stocks of X gauge, use level 2, so that's a little charge up for your, like, sword ability there. Then abilities in general, you know, hopping tables and everything. So as you can see in this screen here, R1 plus L plus X. So this game is definitely more of focused on the fighting aspect. It definitely makes the combos and, you know, maneuvers and dodges and everything be more of a, you're learning like the secret handshake or something, you know. You have to be able to do the R1 with the L and the X and stuff to dodge, or, you know, lunge forward in your attack and do, like, each special ability. I am kind of confused as to why we even really have the R1 portion there, since it's kind of like you're doing it with, like, everything except for basic moving. You know, air hike. So concentrate divine power into an area under your feet to perform a double jump that can reach higher locations. It's like, okay, so like just like a kind of basic maneuver doesn't need it, but then like, you know, like that one, that one, that one. Okay, basic combo yet again. You know, it's like anything that actually is like a skill ability that you're going to want to be using all the time is like using the R1. Swift strike that exploits an enemy's weak point, brushes off enemy attacks when activated. So it's like there is a little dance you have to play between the R1 and not using that like lock on target there. And the R1 can be a little bit tricky where, you know, I find quite often it does lock onto a target I don't want to be hitting, or a target that's like further behind a target, you know, so it's like kind of like enticing me to get into the fray of the group of them instead of like starting from the outside and working my way to the back, you know. But as you get more abilities and everything, I figure it's gonna get easier and easier, and it's not gonna matter. And then with Devil Breakers, when you're in the fray, you just explode your Devil Breaker and you're good, you're covered, you know. It's just like no worries there. You know, so the combat is, you know, for day one, I'm enjoying it. I'm definitely not feeling like it's like terrible. You know, I think there's a lot of complexity in the fights of the game and everything. So, you know, I took on my first boss. It was tough. I died, but I had a resurrection, you know, so that kind of saved me. But that's expensive. Like, you come over here, gold orbs now 2,000 if I want to buy one, you know. These things go up, you know. The blue orb there, crystal form for blue fragments of crystallized life energy, increase maximum vitality. So you can be like, you know, bringing up that vitality there if you want to, if you need the help, you know. I'm probably going to need all the vitality possible, I'm not going to lie. I've never been, like, amazing at, like, fighting games like this. Like, I didn't play after Devil May Cry 2. So I played Devil May Cry 1 and 2, and then didn't play them after that. I think I was like getting into like Call of Duty and stuff at that time, or Halo, even more so, you know. So like I kind of moved on from like the Devil May Cry series, but you know, I was happy to finally get back on into it. So that's the next thing I'm going to talk about, is the style, the visual style of the game. So for me, you know, when I think of Devil May Cry, let's see if I can pull it up here really quick. So from what I remember in Devil May Cry, was more of like it had like that leather feel to it and everything. They've got an HD edition here. Okay. Let me just get this pulled up here. Golly, it's freezing up my processor. Okay, what I'm seeing here, I don't remember it looking like this. Like, I remember like a Japanese village. Well, you know, there were like different areas, that's right. So where's different areas? It's been a very, very long time, you know, for me. I'm trying to find, you know, like the more, because I remember being, maybe it was Devil May Cry 2 that I'm remembering the most here. HD edition. It's weird. I don't know why I remember like a Japanese village and being like in like a samurai outfit with the swords and stuff. Golly, but that's like the main thing I kind of remember. But so it does though keep up with like the fighting that I remember with, you know, the guns, the swords and everything. This person's just going ham on the guns here. Just going ham on the guns there. Check out that YouTube. They got playthroughs and stuff. It's pretty cool. You know, but so it's like I remembered more of a different visual style in some ways than this. So I have to definitely look back into the playthroughs, you know. I'm still watching it. Like, it's like my brain is trying still. It's crazy that I remember something different. You know, I have to look into which one was the last one I played, because I have a feeling that the last one I played is gonna be maybe after 2 then. You know? Because it's wild. Like, I remember going through, like, demon gates and doing, like, the specialized fighting missions. You know, I remember one that was, like, I think it was, like, 10 or, like, 12 floors, and each floor had, like, a group of demons you had to fight, and it was crazy fun. Like, my brother and I, you know, like, I think he had to get to, like, the last one without ever getting hit or something, and then you'd get, like, the special sword or something. Like, let me know in the comments if you know what I'm talking about. And same with the samurai thing. You know, like, let me know, because this is going to definitely be bewildering me for a while, you know. Because I do remember, like, the leather stuff. I do remember, like, the castles. I remember a lot of the other stuff. But for some reason, I remember there was, like, a big part where I was walking around as, like, a samurai, you know. I don't know why, and I remember having, like, a samurai sword and stuff. I don't know why. It's crazy. You know, but, like, I remember the little side missions, the skill checks and everything. You know, it's, like, it's cool that all this stuff is kind of in this game. So it's, like, when I came into this game, I didn't feel like I was playing, like, a whole new game than before. I know that was a long way of getting to this explanation, but, like, I didn't feel like I was playing something new. You know, and that's really cool. Like, I was able to get into it. The tutorial was done well. It explained to me how to play with the R1 and everything. You know, it got me into it, and tons of story already. I was able to watch a video on, like, the backstory to get my mind back around what the heck happened, like, in the originals, and, you know, as a story progressed past what I've experienced. You know, so, like, that was neat to get a little re-up, you know, on that. I tried reading a little bit online to learn what happened in 3 and 4. You know, I definitely probably just have to play through them. You know, I think I played a little bit of 3. It's tough. Like, you know, as the years with gaming goes by, you play so many games that it's like, next thing you know, it's just like, well, there goes all the games, you know, like, it's like they're all one meld of a memory, you know. But, so, the fighting still smooth, still feels like Devil May Cry. The story, I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, it's kind of, you know, explaining what's going on. I kind of wish there was, like, more of the characters talking with each other, and, you know, stuff like, you know, like, my dude's still asking that V person, like, what the heck he is and stuff. It's like, why are we in the 5th game? Like, how do they not know these things about each other? They're working together, you know, but I'm guessing I'm going to learn everything in due time. So I'll reserve my thoughts on that till when I possibly find that out. You know, then onto the visual stylings, because I think I covered that in the first go through. The visual styling is really good. I think that a lot of it is textured really, really well. I think that the backdrops, when it's like buildings and, you know, cityscapes and stuff, is really good. The only thing I don't like is the demons, like the demon world and, you know, the demon textures and stuff. It reminds me a lot of Resident Evil 7. And I was not a real big fan of, like, texturing of the monsters. It's just like a big meld of, like, nondescript anything. It's like they're made out of tar, and, like, there's little bits of red here and there. And I don't know, I think that a lot better can be done. Like, there's a character that has the sickle or the scythe, and it's got, like, a skull face and stuff. It's like that character's got character to it visually, whereas a lot of these other, like, the basic monsters and stuff, just don't. And in this day and age, I think you could do a lot better. And from what we've seen, let's see, in the gallery here, there's not that many monsters in this game from what I saw. So let's see, I think it was in library, profiles. No, is Nico's reports. Yeah, enemy reports. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 19. So, 19 not counting, bosses. Like the Empusa, like you can see it there on the right side. It looks like scary, but then you see it the in-game version, and it's like all I can't help but notice is the big tuchus there. It's like when I see it here, like that looks way more scary to me. Like I wish it was kind of like a bipedal kind of monster, with a face like that, because the face should be what you're focusing on, and you should have that texture, but when you get into game, this is so not as scary because you could barely see the face. The face is the scariest thing about it, but you go past that and everything else is kind of just like, nah. It's like barely got any texturing to it, it to me it's just not very impressive. They got the green version, the red version. So even though there's, the 19 that we counted, it's like, look, 3 of them are the same thing. And I'm willing to bet this is going to be another Empusa, Then the Hellcaina, the lettering is very hard to read here. Like, this is the one I was talking about. It's got, like, a skull face and stuff, but it's got, like, actual, like, clothing on. It's like a demon. It looks to me like a demon would look, and you can see the texturing of the clothes, the skin, where the skin's getting ripped apart, the feet there, like every bit of it's gotten some texture in comparison to what we were looking at before, where it's kind of just bland, Then Hell Antinora. This was the big mini boss monster. Yet again, a lot of texture, but you're not running into these too often, This is like a mid-level boss there, So it's like, I'm hoping that the rest of monsters will be better than these Empusas and more in keeping with the Caina and Antinora there, because if they're more of these types, it's like, and really the underworld, like you see how like on the third one here, really the red stuff, like how it's colored, and it just looks like it's a sticker almost. It's not like there's really any reason for it to be there. It doesn't look like it's textured in there correctly. It's just like a sticker on the outside of something, and with the lighting and everything, it just doesn't look right, Then you look at it in game, like it kind of gets a little bit of like an animation there, It's like, better texturing than the first one, but still just, not really that, like, I'm not like, wow, So for me, it's kind of a little bit of a letdown. Then the Clyfoth roots, this is what I'm talking about. See how, like, it's very much like Resident Evil 7, where the texturing is kind of just like this gooey, like, tar, spread across, like, everything, with, like, red pieces here and there, and, no really explanatory reason of how it's, mobily moving, and the way it kind of just, like, moves around and stuff. It's just, like, I don't know. For me, this doesn't do it. Like, this just doesn't do it. Like, I guess, like, it's visually something, but for me, it's just like, I'm not too, like, it doesn't really do that much for me. Especially since that's a boss, too. Like, should be better. But this boss, the Goliath, definitely was something else. So, versus this boss, and it's a very hard fight. It's definitely, this was the skill check of, have you learned how to dodge? Have you learned how to pay attention to what's happening? And, change what you're doing by what the boss is doing and everything. This one definitely tested my mettle, it was definitely kind of cool. Killed me. It killed me, just saying. Totally killed me. But, textures are okay. But yet again, you look at the body there, it's like, with all the eyes and stuff, you could tell, like, the texturing's not like, this day and age level of, like, whoa, It kind of looks a little bit more old school to me than it looks like something that should be out in 2019, But we does look like we've got, you know, quite a few more bosses to go. So it makes me feel like, you know, we got quite a ways to go. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 more bosses, 19 total monsters. So it looks like we've got, you know, at least maybe 20 boards to go. You know, I think it's going to be a rather lengthy game, which is kind of cool. You know, we got the weapons here, but you can see there's not that many weapons left. You know, Red Queen, Blue Rose, things we've got unlocked, and 1, 2, 3, 4 more weapons past that. You know, and that's probably gonna be the different hands or whatnot, unless other things are gonna unlock and, you know, aren't underneath these question marks there. You know, we'll have to see. But the last thing I want to talk about, the one gripe I have with this game is this right here. Now, I've talked about this in many reviews on games, that, you know, games have to stop with what they call microtransactions. I like to call macro transactions because they are maximum transactions. They're not micro at all. You know, so you could get these 100,000 red orbs. So everything that we were showing there before, the abilities and everything, you know, they're all cost like 5,000, upwards of 30,000. There's even one that's like 3 million in cost in orbs. You know, it takes a while to get, you know, some of the orbs. I do feel that if you do a normal playthrough, by the end of the game, you will probably comfortably have probably mostly everything. But still, for $2, you could just get 100,000 red orbs. Why? Why is that even an option after you paid $60 for the game? The game should be well-paced and well set up. You know, for $60, there should be nothing else to change the experience. The experience should be a molded and, you know, created experience for the game. You know, you shouldn't need to, you know, try and make more money by doing that, you know. And then with the blue orbs that raise your health, you can make yourself nearly immortal, you know, for $3.99, $3.99, $3.99, $3.99, you know, until you max it out. You know, I think that's it's a little bit ludicrous. It's a little bit ludicrous. I also have a problem with the fact that the Devil May Cry 5 Deluxe upgrade, if you didn't get the Deluxe version, I buy the physical versions because I have 20% off at Best Buy through the Gamers Club rewards program. I still have that. It's amazing. And as long as I have that, all the games I'm buying are going to be physical. You know, when it's really $10 more, but, you know, if you just buy it, it's $15. Why the price gouging? Why? Doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't need to happen. It doesn't need to be. Just take $10, you know. You should have clearly easily been able to make your money off of $60. Like, I don't get it. This game is not visually amazing enough to reason out any more money than $60, in my opinion. I feel this is comfortably a $60 purchase if you want to play it while it's new. And it's a perfect pickup on sale. Absolutely. Like, this game is worth it for $60, and if it's on sale, oh, definitely get it on your games list so far, from what I've experienced so far. Then with 100,000 red orbs, I mean, really, look at the textures even in the pictures. It's not like, oh my goodness, that's so stunning. I'm not playing the game feeling like, whoa, you know. The only times I'm actually feeling like absolutely stunned is when I'm in the movie scenes. And it's doing close-ups on the characters' faces. It's the only time I'm getting visually stunned. But even in that, you know, while Dante was fighting, you know, I got, like, knocked to the side and there's blood all over my face and hair. You know, all the guys are getting covered in blood. And then cut to a split second later, there's no blood. You know, so there is a lot of great about this game, but the microtransactions for me, you know, like I keep saying, they're not micro, they're macro. I think it's ludicrous. I really think it's ludicrous. I think that this game doesn't deserve that. type of a scenario. If you didn't cultivate a well-finished experience for your $60 game, there's no way you can fully cultivate that experience if you're also throwing in a way to speed up that experience or make that experience easier. You should be confident in your product that it's been made well enough and it will be enjoyed well enough that it doesn't need to have salt on it. You know what I'm saying? A chef brings food out to the table and you grab some salt, that chef's going to be insulted. And you should be insulted when you do that as game creators. So I think it's a little bit ludicrous, a little bit ludicrous. And the worry is, what would the real game experience be if there was none? Is this game made to be a little bit more grindy than it would be if there was no microtransactions? You know what I'm saying? Would there be more weapons to get, more fists to unlock, more abilities to buy if there was no microtransactions? I wonder. Because to make it grindy means you have less, money to afford things like that in game, so it makes you wonder, would there have been more? Or was it held back because it's like, well, we can't put that much into the game because then it's going to take people 3 times to play through the game unless they get microtransactions, macrotransactions, to be able to experience all those things without having to play through multiple times. And then there's going to be gamer fatigue, So, for me, sorry. And for me, that's a concern. Anytime there's macrotransactions in a game, it's a concern. So I don't understand why for a $60 story mode title there needs to be macrotransactions. Golly. Alright, but so that's what I'm going to finish on for the first day review. Let me know what you think in the comments. Definitely let me know what you think about this compared to like Devil May Cry 3 and 4, because I didn't get to experience those, and clearly my memory of 1 and 2 has gone askew over the years. But let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, all that jazz. On Twitch, comment, follow, subscribe. Friday, Saturday, Sundays is when I go live. Definitely like to have a conversation about the game. And if you want to come by while I'm live, definitely down to chat about the game and everything. So please do come on by. Follow on Twitter also if you want, Instagram, all that stuff. The links are going to be in the descriptions and they're on my page, everything, if you want to. But, thank you for coming by, taking the time. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.
Like, comment, subscribe, and follow if you dare.